I believe, my personal opinion, that this training and what we're going to walk out in January is a missing link for people. I would bet $1 million cash that this is a missing link for people. Why am I so sure of it? Because it was the missing link for me. Someone who always set goals, someone who always did vision boards, someone who always did belief boards, who never checked anything off, who got tired of doing them because I felt like they were teasing me. They would just make me mad, to what shifted. That's basically what I'm going to take you guys down in January. Are you cool with that? Anybody cool with that? All right, so we're going to put some Crisco on our shoulders, you guys, because this is not a fun topic for me to train so early. My first time back with y'all and since last year. And I want you guys to really just sit in a seat of receptivity in hopes that this is your missing link. Thumbs up, you guys. Eddie Jackson, if you just want to start praying for Robbie Page, because I know offense is taken, offense is not given. And Eddie, you can pray that we clear up the enemy's plan of offense always, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Eddie's a prayer warrior, just in case you guys didn't know that. So I want to talk to you guys about 2026. I want to talk to you guys about our heart at CIC for all of you in 20. Thank you so much. All of you, did you make me a coffee? Oh, y'all, I'm so cold. It's crazy. And we're in the 80s in Texas, but I'm freezing in my office. All of our hearts, we met in December about reach. All of us did at the Gaylord, all the corporate. But really, we talked about you guys. We talked about how much we love you guys and how much we want to see you guys win. And so, obviously, if you guys are new to Robbie, is anybody on here new to me? Hi, Sarah. Where are
I'm
you
new.
at? Where are you at, Sarah? And who else? Somebody else just said something.
Yeah, I'm around Dallas. I'm in Rowlett,
Oh,
Texas.
okay. I'm in the
Yeah.
Argyle area.
Oh, it's warm here too, except cold in my office. I've got my heated blanket on.
I don't have my heated blanket, but I have my cheetah blanket, of course, by no surprise to those of you that have been with me for a while. Well, welcome to the family, Sarah. Are you new to CIC or are you just new to
Thanks.
this
Yeah,
girl?
a little bit of both. Long time listener, first time caller. No, I
Yeah.
started CIC, I think in November. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
pretty new.
So right as you got started, we were like, see you later. No more trainings in
Yeah,
December.
pretty much.
Okay. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Somebody else said they're also new to me. Who was that?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Beverly
Hi,
Green.
hi, Beverly Green. I
How are
think
you?
I met you one time before the break, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
love it. And you're back. So I didn't hurt your feelings. I didn't
No,
offend you. I didn't step on your toes.
no, ma'am.
All right, cool. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm
We
so
got a
glad.
couple in the chat too, Robbie.
But Eddie, oh, we have a couple in the chat. Thank you. I need to open up my chat bar. Hang on. Thank you, Eddie. Christy Martin. Okay, Christy Martin in the house. Hello, Christy. Let's see. Is there anybody else I'm missing, Eddie?
If the post, yeah, if my post is correct, I think Jackie Brown is new. I think she's
Okay.
friends with Devin,
Okay.
and
Hello,
somebody else
Jackie
was new.
Brown.
That's
Hello.
all I know of.
Yeah, we love everyone at CIC, so we're glad that all of you guys are here. For those of you that are new, or maybe this is a great reminder for you guys, my job at CIC is to come into your brain and joggle it up a little bit. My job is to help you with your mindset. My job is to teach you and show you the intangibles behind success. On Wednesdays, I've heard of Robbie before, but I'm new since November. Well, hello, Jackie. I am Robbie. I'm glad you've heard of me, and here I am. And I'm nicer than anybody else has told you. Right, Adele? Right, April? Look, I call them my sweet people. See, the feisty, I'm not asking Jonathan that. He'll be like,
Be
well,
afraid. No, just kidding.
I don't bite, just so you guys know. I mean, no, so, but it's my job to teach you guys the intangibles behind success because I believe that if it was just about real estate training, every single CIC agent and agent across the world would be multimillionaires, and that's not the case. So then what is it? And that's why I'm here. I can tell you guys on my journey, which is why I'm super excited about today's training. I was the hamster in the cycle, hamster in the wheel over and over, working, producing average results. And when my life went from working, and average results to working and multi-million dollar results, I paused. I just did a Facebook post about it. I paused. If you guys all go to my Facebook really quickly, go look at my Facebook post I just made. Let me see if I can say this without crying, actually. If you go look at my Facebook post that I just now made, I want you to look at that Robbie. Can you guys see that picture? As a matter of
Yeah,
fact,
are you talking about with Brian kneeling down and your boys?
yes, sir.
I was like, who's that?
Exactly. I still think that, Eddie, if I can be honest with you. I just made a post about this. I'll show you for those of you that don't have your phones handy. That's this picture. And as I was preparing and writing this post, I was looking at myself and I'm like, that's the bankrupt Robbie. That's the two foreclosures Robbie. That's the Robbie who worked her butt off and made average wages. Like, that's the Robbie who really, the Bible says they will know you by your fruits. And I don't feel like I had any fruits, if I can be honest with you. So I just made this post and here I am sharing with you guys some of the differences that took place. So today's training is going to be super personal for me. I hope it's enlightening for you guys. Do you guys have a pen? And do you have a journal or a piece of paper? Okay. I want you guys to be super interactive during this, okay? Please don't just stare at me and listen to me. I'm not a Netflix show and I'm not a movie. I mean, I can be a movie sometimes. Good job, David. Good job, David. Okay, so let's talk about 2026. It's a brand new year. Duh. We know that, Robbie. Like, we know it's a brand new year. But I really want to talk to you about, if you saw my training today, it's 2026. Now what? Okay. So thumbs up if you guys can see. Wait, I lost y'all. Hold on. Okay, there we are. Thumbs up if you can see my screen.
No, you're not sharing.
Okay, hold on. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on a second. Robbie Page, are you a little rusty? What's going on here? Hold on. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me share with y'all. Okay, can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, you can see it. Okay,
Yep.
why does it keep, did it just kick me out, David?
No, you're still in. You're just up at the top. So everyone's just looking at your screen right now. So because you went into full screen mode, you're not seeing yourself. So you can just hit
Correct.
that X if you want to see both.
Yep, there we go. Okay, perfect. I got it. I don't know why it kept kicking me off. Okay, so you guys can see that. So basically what I was telling you guys in my promotion was that it's 2026, now what? So I just want to know, and I'm going to open up my chat box. Is there anybody, and let's be honest, you guys, being super tough and acting like we have it all together. Thank you, Shemaya. These are my Las Vegas nails. acting like we have it all together and this is going to be our greatest year ever doesn't always bring us results. So I want to know from you guys, I opened up my chat, who honestly would say, I am kind of thinking like, now what? I've always set goals. I've always done this. I've always done that. And I can't even say that I've always had results. Is there anybody out there that is excited about this training? Me. Okay, cool. Me and Shemaya and Sophie. Good. Okay, there you guys are. This is a career change. Okay, I love that. Jackie, well done. Okay, cool. Cool. Same, Mary Helen. If I'm not growing, I'm dying. I truly believe that. Okay, so 2026, now what? Here's what I'm going to take you guys on a journey with me. I want you to think about a couple of things. The calendar changed. The ball dropped. The 5 went away and the 6 came forward. It changed. We're in a new year. We're in a new month. But your life didn't change. I'm going to say that again. The calendar changed, the ball dropped, the number changed from a 5 to a 6. But your life didn't change. So if nothing else changes, then guess what? Y'all finish my sentence. If nothing else changes, what?
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes. It's another number that shifted. It's another ball that dropped. It's another everything, but your life doesn't change. So if nothing else changes, nothing changes. So I want to remind you guys of something. Most real estate agents who are either licensed, active, not active, whatever it may be, practicing real estate or not, they don't fail because you're not capable. All of you are capable of being a multi-million-dollar producer. Most agents don't fail because they're not capable. They fail, my friends, because January comes with so much excitement and confetti and glitter and champagne, or maybe you're in bed by 9 and you don't care about any of that. It comes with excitement, but it's lacking. Does anybody want to guess in the comments? What is it lacking? You've got the excitement. You've got the early bedtime. Maybe you saw the ball drop. Maybe you threw the confetti. Maybe you popped fireworks. So it comes with excitement, but what is it lacking? Who can tell me that?
Action.
Action, habits,
Belief,
mindset, belief, follow through,
discipline.
discipline, a plan of action. Here's the number one thing why a new year will fail you is your brand new year, yes, comes with excitement, a fresh start, a fresh breath, but it's lacking direction. Write that down. It's lacking direction. So we don't need any more motivation, you guys. All of you guys are motivated. We need clarity, we need direction, and we need identity. Okay? All three I'm going to work on with you guys today. So I want you to stay with me because I'm going to work through these things and I'm going to have you guys write some things. Let's talk about the hangover of January. This is really a reality check. I know you guys are thinking, wait, that's the hangover like of the year. No. There's a major hangover that happens in January. And it comes from that excitement that I just talked about. Yay, a new journal. Yay, a new pen. Yay, a new office. Yay, a new hairdo. Yay, a new home. Yay, a new company, whatever it may be. But the hangover of January actually hits by January the 10th. Next week, people are already hungover. They're already done with January. The 10th. Everybody starts to feel behind. Everyone made goals, but no one made a plan. Everyone really wants a better year, but nobody really wants to become a better them. I'm going to let that sit with you for just a second. Everybody wants a better year. Everybody wants to set goals, but nobody really wants a better them. Our pastor talked yesterday about the jail cell of comfort and security. And holding on to ourselves is one of those things. Ooh. You don't rise to the level of your goals, my friends. You fall to the level of your habits and your identity. And I know that doesn't feel good, but when I learned that, it was a game changer for me. I can't set these lofty, I want to make $1.9 million this year. I want to sell more houses than I've ever sold. I want to impact more people than I've ever impacted. I want to travel more than I've ever traveled. Yay! Well, I don't rise up to that. My goals are actually going to fall on the level of my habits and my identity. Goals are for sure the first thing. Tony Robbins says something like setting goals is the first way to turn the invisible into the visible. I totally just paraphrased him. Something like that, which is true. However, most agents stop at goals. Today, I want to go into who you're becoming. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your piece of paper and I want you to write down just one goal, just one. I want you to write down one income goal, transactions goal, listings goal, physical goal, and self goal. Just one. Just one. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to write down what you want, not what sounds impressive. You're not going to have to read these out loud. I just want you to write down what you want. You don't have to impress your broker. You don't have to impress your spouse. You don't have to impress Chad and Prulie Osborne. You don't have to impress me. I just want you to write down what you want. Income, transactions, listing, your physical self, your physical goal, and then yourself.
Excuse me, is that one goal for each of these topics or just pick one and one goal for real?
One goal for each one of these. One goal for each one of these. You may have more than one, but just for today, just write down one goal for each one of these. And I can tell you guys, psychologically, what happens is we get nervous. And so some of you guys are going to overshoot and some of you guys are going to undershoot. I literally just want you to write whatever God is laying on your heart. If he laid a number, write it down. If you saw a number of transactions, write it down. Security and comfort does not bring you the most abundant year yet. Put a thumbs up in the comments when you have put your goals down for me. You should have 5 total, 1 per bullet point. Okay, Beverly. Super simple, super simple. Okay, Tara, Sophie. Good, Diana. Deanna, Felicia, Shemaya. Good, April, Sarah. Okay, perfect, perfect. Now, this is going to be what gets in your soul just a little bit, this next one that I have written down for you guys, okay? Now, I want you to look at each one and I want you to ask yourself, what habits does someone who has this goal and hits it, What habits do they have? How consistent was I with those habits last year? What version of me did I actually show up as most days? Who would I need to become for this particular goal to feel inevitable? Take a look at those 5 goals, and I want you to look at those and I want you to think about this. Remember, you don't rise up to your goals. Your goals fall down to your habits and yourself. So if you wrote down, I want to make $1.5 million this year, perfect. What habits would you assume someone who makes that money has? How do they get up in the morning? What are they reading? Are they moving their body? What do they say when they talk to themselves? If you wrote down 100 transactions, cool. What habits do you think someone who hits 100 transactions have? Physical goal. Maybe some of you guys want to put on muscle. Maybe some of you want to lose some fat. Maybe some of you guys want to move your body. Great. Who do you know that is fit? Who do you know that has results? What habits do you think they have? I want to be a keen speaker. I want to be able to carry on. Jonathan last year, I don't know if Jonathan's still on here. Last year, he and I taught so heavy about the art of communication. We didn't just wake up being able to do that. We've had to create some habits. Remember, your goals are not going to fail you. They just don't match your everyday identity. Can anybody repeat what I just said? That sentence knocked my teeth out 15 years ago. Can anybody repeat what I just said?
The goals don't do. Oh man, I could have like literally 3 seconds ago.
Right.
I'll
Says
say
you-
their identity. They don't. Or
Your goals won't fail you. They don't match your identity.
there we go.
Perfect.
It was
That's perfect. Your goals will not fail you, my friends. I know all of you are sitting here thinking, I set so many goals and I failed at all of them. No, you didn't. Your identity, your habits just did not match your goals. So your goals met your identity and your habits. Is this good news for anyone? Here's why this should be good news for you, my friends, because you are capable, because you are good enough, because you are smart enough, because you quite honestly know everything it is that you need to know about real estate. Your brokers are there to help you with the fine details. But as far as everything else is concerned, it's not your goals. You're not dreaming too big. Your goals are just falling upon your identity and your habits. The good news to that I found in that day was, oh my God, that I can be responsible for. I am responsible for my habits. I am responsible for everything that I do myself. Who do I need to become for this goal to feel inevitable? I'll tell you guys, I didn't hit my income goal last year. I hit my numbers, I hit my transactions, I hit my customers, I knocked it out of the park. But I didn't hit my income goal. And nowhere on my brain did I think I set it too high. Everywhere on my brain said you cheapened yourself. That's the problem. And where you put yourself and what you charge for yourself is your identity and your habit. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Do y'all see what I'm saying? We're not coupon people. We're not. No. So let me ask you this. What's one belief that you need to adopt today? Maybe it's something I just said. You know all the real estate that you need to know. Even those of you that are brand new, you have 2 months on the dock. Guess what? You could sell more real estate than everyone else combined. Because it's not about knowledge, it's about power. It's not about what I know, it's about what I'm willing to do. It's not about understanding everything. It's understanding I have people to help me. It's passion, it's vision, and it's direction. What's one habit that you need to live out? What's one behavior that you within yourself need to stop tolerating so that your goals meet the new belief, the new habit, and the new behavior? Because listen to me, becoming someone who hits those goals, that's what turns it into income. That is what turns it into income. I don't need a better market. I don't need a better broker. I don't need to read more real estate. I need a different standard for myself. I need a different standard for myself. If you only change what you want, nothing changes. But when you change who you are being, everything follows. It's called the law of attraction, reaping what you sow. Okay, thumbs up, you guys. Is that good? That's part 1. Yes. I could actually spend 6 months on that and it wouldn't be enough. I remember the day I learned all this and I said, God, I want to grow 20 years in 2. America grows 2 years in 20. I want to grow 20 years in 2. Show me great and mighty things I would have never known without you. Show me what breaks my heart, breaks your heart. Where can I love? Where can I lead? Where can I demonstrate your prosperity and abundance? Where can I add value? I became so obsessed with becoming such a brand new favorite version of myself. That's all I focused on. And what we focus on grows. Let's go to part 2. All right. Now what do I do? 3 decisions I have written down for you guys. These are 3 things that Robbie did. Okay? 3 things. Who am I deciding to be in 2026? Not what you want to earn, not how many transactions you want. This one is about who are you deciding that you will be in 2026? How does the 2026 you think? How does the 2026 you sound? How does the 2026 you start your mornings? How does the 2026 you treat your customers? How does the 2026 you fill your pipeline? How does the 2026 you deal with rejection? What does the 2026 you say when she talks to herself or himself? These are questions for you guys. Y'all know I love me some Ed Milet. I love becoming the habit of one. I love his book, The Habit of One. He says your identity dictates your personal standards. Your standards dictate your results. What did you say, Robbie? Let me say it again. Ed Milet, again, I'm paraphrasing. Your identity dictates your personal standards. I just posted on my Facebook, I think it was yesterday. When you fall in love with yourself and what you're capable and how God designed you to succeed in this world, you naturally change things around you. Why? Because your personal standards change. When you fall in love with yourself and where you're going and the vision for what you have for your life this year, you naturally pull away from things that are crab in the bucket, from things that are drowning you, from people who just bring you negative vibes. So when your identity will dictate your personal standards, and your standards is what dictates your results. So I want you to think about that. Who are you deciding to be in 2026? What am I no longer available for? This is a big one. When I had to write these down, do y'all want to know? Put me in the comments if you want to know. The number one thing that I had to write down so that I could go from foreclosed, bankrupt, broke, not eating in a restaurant for 9 months, not being able to afford to think. I had to write down your opinions. I am no longer available for your opinions. Because unless you could prove to me that you sat with God and interviewed him why he put me on this planet and what purpose he put me here for, and why the world is better when Robbie's rich, and he gave you answers to me and my identity and my future, unless you can prove that to me, I don't want to hear your opinion. Is that strong? That literally was Robbie. I had to. What am I no longer available for? Time wasting. Shaming myself. I could tell you my whole list. You guys, you have to decide what you're done tolerating. What behavior you're done tolerating. I was done not calling people back. I was done not following up with people. I was done making excuses for people. I was done assuming that I knew what you were thinking. I was done being inconsistent. I was done with emotional roller coasters. I was done with work, and no results. I was done with being super busy, so busy, but so broke. I was done. What are you no longer available for? What you're going to have to do in 2026, you guys, is you're going to have to subtract before you multiply. I had to become in love with this subtraction symbol. We all want the multiplication symbol, but we got to learn to subtract first, because what you allow will continue. What is my one focus before I add more? What is your one focus before you add more? A lot of real estate agents try to fix everything. Yeah, you're right, Jonathan. It is so hard, but it's so freeing. What is your one focus before you add more? We don't need to fix everything, you guys. What if you actually had one income producing focus, just one, and that's what you're going to hammer in 2026, just one income producing focus. And you don't get tired in the process, right? Vince Lombardi, gentlemen, this is a football. one income producing focus, one skill that you will master. Maybe you talk too much. Maybe you never smile. Maybe you are your worst critic. Maybe you're lazy. Maybe you hate showing houses. Maybe you hate social media. What's one skill that you can master? What's one habit that you can install first? If 2026 only worked because you got one thing right, what would that be? For me, Brian and I already sat down and had our conversation about what this year's going to look like for Robbie, what it's going to look like for Brian, what it's going to look like for us. And one of the habits that I'm getting back into, my focus is to get back social. There was a day I did all the social things, and then people came and people hurt me and people made me bitter and I was like, screw people. I'm not getting around anybody ever again. And my words became my world. And I said, nope, I'm getting back in. It started with my Friendsgiving. It started with my Christmas party. Those of you that are Dallas people, I'm having a vision night here at my house. I'm teaching vision boards. I'm supplying everything that you need. I know Tara's coming. She just registered. I'm getting back in the lives of people because that is where my life goes the best. See, you guys, listen to me. You know what you're really good at. I'm really good at people. My gift is wisdom. I'm really good at gathering. I have my huge ladies retreat this weekend. I love people so much. I don't know what to do with myself most days. They are, Tara. It's my passion. People are my passion. And so, you know why I know 2026 is going to work out right? Because that is the one thing I'm going to do again. So what is your one thing? All right. Let's go into identity, actions, and results. We have a workshop over here for my ladies retreat. So they're putting together all the gifts that the ladies are getting. Don't worry about all that all the noise you hear. It's okay.
Oh, sorry.
Identity, actions, and results. This is the missing link. Let's go through this really quickly. Let me stop before I do that. Any questions on the first two? Any feedback? Thank you, Adele. Beverly, ping me on Basecamp. You are more than welcome to come.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions, you guys? Okay. Write down questions if you start to think them. Let's talk about identity, actions, and results. This is the missing link, okay? Most people, real estate agents, whoever, I'm talking to y'all as real estate, whoever, it doesn't matter who I coach, it's common. They do this backwards. They like to go actions, results, and then identity. They want to get into action. They really want results. And then when I'm not so broke, I will change my identity. When I start producing, I will feel confident. No, that's all backwards. Identity, actions, and then you get results. So if you see yourself as someone who's really bad at following up, as someone, I'm just not a listing agent. I just don't like buyers. I'm just not consistent. I'm just not that smart. I'm just not that pretty. I'm just not that tall. I'm just not that handsome. Whatever. Your behavior will obey that story every single time. What I don't have time for today is to teach you on the brain. Whatever narrative you are speaking about your identity, your behavior will obey that story every single time. Confidence, you guys, is built. We don't hope for confidence. We build the confidence. We set our identity. We take action. And then you look up and the floodgates have opened and you don't even know why. It's what I shared with a group of women the other day. Some of you guys can say it's faith. Some of you guys can say it's your quiet time. Some of you guys can say it's Bible studies. But what about the people who don't believe in God and they get incredible results in life? We have an edge because we have faith, but it's about identity. I hope all of you go follow School of Hard Knocks on Instagram. I watch every single interview that he does. You can hear the identity vibe. You can hear I took responsibility and ownership for who I am first. You can hear it. It just seeps through. All right, so let's write some things down, you guys. This is where I want you to write. I am the kind of agent who fill in the blank. Number 2, in 2026, I am no longer available for what?
Freeloaders.
Love it. Takers. I call them takers, Jonathan.
That's a better description.
Yeah.
Because people can take things from you that you don't pay for.
Yep.
I think it's less. I think yours is less rooted in bitterness right now. That's okay.
Probably true.
Jonathan, if next time, Jonathan, next time you and I sit across the table together, you can ask me about the scars of my heart of being taken advantage of and taker. Remember,
They're strong ones.
remember, I'm back in doing what I do well, and that's hosting. It's been 10 years. Do I want to be right or do I want to be rich? I want to be rich, and I don't just mean money.
I'm in my sabbatical phase right now.
Okay.
Let's be Taylor Swift. I'm in my sabbatical era.
I love it. I love it. I'm here for you. You know that. Number 3, my one focus for the next 90 days is what? Just one focus. Would anybody want me to give you about a $10 million focus that is free to you guys if you want it? Anybody want that? The one thing that changed everything for me. The one thing. Let your one focus for the next 90 days, and it will be hard. It will be very hard, is to listen to your self-talk. I said it. Listen to your self-talk. It sucks. I'm here to tell you. But man, it's so rewarding. Go back and read your Facebook posts. Go back and read your journal. I double dog dare y'all to let your one focus be listen to your self-talk. Number 4, the habit I install first is what? If you don't decide, the year will decide for you. It's just like I say about time. If we do not decide our day and set our intentions and time block, our day will decide for us. So just for 90 days, focus on those 4. Now, listen. 2026 does not need a new version for business. It needs a new level of ownership from you. I'm going to say that again. 2026 doesn't need a new version of your business, new brand colors, new pillars, new branding. It needs a new level of personal ownership from you. Because if we walk into this year, you guys, the same. It just makes kindergarten sense that our results will be what? The same. Next week, I'm going to talk about executing. How do we execute on this very training? I'm going to open it up. Questions. What would you ask me based off of, I just took you guys on my own personal journey. If I could have all of you here in my office, I would sit on the floor with you and I would pull out the last 15 years of my journals. I wasn't born lucky. I wasn't born successful. I was born with the same promises that every single one of you guys had. I went to church. I read my Bible. I still filed for bankruptcy. I still filed for foreclosures. I did all those things. What shifted? It was taking personal ownership. So what questions do you have for me?
What made you do this? What made you shift your mindset?
Honestly, Beverly, I was so tired of being a nobody. Let me finish what I said, because if you would have known me back then, you would have said you've always been a very influential person. So I had the influence, Beverly. I had the waiting list for my keynote groups. I had the waiting list for my workout class I taught for a decade. Like I had all that. Yay. But I was broken financially. And I do believe the world is better when I'm rich financially, because what was missing in my soul was my money language is giving. And so if the pastor needed money, I didn't understand why I couldn't write a check. The billionaire in the front row doesn't love the Lord any more than I do. Why couldn't I buy backpacks for the school? So once I had achieved, Beverly, the significance role, which I had already achieved, it was the lack financially that was bothering me so bad. But things had to change mentally for me, because back then I was wealthier than anybody else in my family. But it didn't mean I was achieving anything financially. It wasn't until I decided I will be a millionaire by the time I'm 40. And I don't care what anybody else thinks about it, to be quite honest. And Beverly, quite honestly, can I be super vulnerable with you guys?
Oh, please, yes.
I took a break from teaching Bible studies, this sounds terrible, let me finish, from serving at the church every time that it was open. I took a break. I felt like I had done a really good job at that, and I chased business. I became a businesswoman. Have you guys ever seen The Devil Wears Prada? You know that GIF where the elevator opens and she takes her glasses off? That was my GIF for like 5 years. I became a businesswoman. The questions I told you, Beverly, what habits does someone who makes $1 million? I took that seriously. How does she carry herself? How does she get up? How does she dress? What does her face look like? All of it. I became a businesswoman. I was already a faithful woman. I already knew how to serve. I had sold out Bible studies. I knew how to do that. I was going to learn how to be a businesswoman, and that's what I did. That's just me being honest, you guys.
Thank you.
Because I don't think you have to love the Lord less to be a multimillionaire. It's a whole nother Zoom. Great question, Beverly. What else, you guys? Jonathan, you got your hand up. Talk to me.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so with adding in or thinking about making adjustments and new goals for the year, there's no extra time that's been given in the world. So figuring out the distribution of your time when, like, I have a new business focus I want to put into practice, but I don't want to neglect or shrink away from the tried and true things that work very well, because those are already working. But I want to find the time to add in these other things. So how do you kind of do an audit on yourself to figure out the redistribution of time and effort to make sure that you're not neglecting the other things while working on this new project?
So, Jonathan, I'm a believer, and this is what's worked for me. When I have something that is successful, it's producing fruits, right? Whether it's a habit or whether it's maybe it's a social media, maybe it's whatever it may be. Okay. Once I know that the cycle is moving and it doesn't need me, I delegate it. There came a very important life when I became a businesswoman. I hired an assistant full time. And so therefore, what was already working, Jonathan, I slowed down to speed up, meaning I slowed down to teach her how to do the things that I had already done well and successfully, and keep those going so that I could now come and pick up a new skill. Does that make sense, Jonathan?
It does.
So if you take and you're like, this is working with my eyes closed, this is working with my eyes closed, delegate. Check back, touch it, check back. But this year I'm going to implement this. Jonathan, I was going to say, between me, you, and the fence posts, everybody else is listening to me say this, though. That's how I became such a master at Canva. Because I had my 10 things that I'm like, I have mastered these things and they're making me a ton of money. I'm going to figure out how to do Canva because I'm tired of spending $4,000 in graphics. And my assistant would make fun of me. She's like, Robbie, you have more things to do than be on Canva. I'm like, shh, this is actually making me really happy. Then I ended up teaching her how to see that. So figure out, make a list of what that is for you, Jonathan, and delegate those and let Jonathan master more things. And then eventually you'll delegate those. Does that help?
Absolutely.
That's actually a fire question, Jonathan. You always have great questions too. What else, you guys?
I feel like I had a lot of time wasted in 2025 by like friends, clients, whoever it may have been. How do you deal with that? Like how do you have people stop wasting your time?
You stop wasting your time.
But like I have buyers that were like ready to buy. I showed them 20, 30 houses. We put offers in. And then it was, oh, I have to deal with this health stuff. And then it was, oh, well, my agent now is licensed in Arizona, so I'm going to go with them.
So that's doing business, right? That naturally is doing business. However, Sophie, did you hear my question back to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I meant that. I noticed you didn't pause on it, but I want you to pause on that for just a second.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, when you know, listen, that's such a good question. When you know what this year holds for you, when you know what you're going to accomplish, what you know you have to become so that things like that take care of themselves. Sophie, can I give you an example that just happened?
Yeah.
So, and I say this with a lot of strength. I know who I am and I know what I will do with your life. If you get in a room with me, you'll never be the same. The end. I know that. Okay, keep that in mind. I know 100% I will help you, period. So I got somebody DM me on Facebook and said, follow me very closely, Sophie. Don't think same but different. Think same but different. Okay. Followed me and said, hey, I'm reaching out. I got your name from so and so. I need your help. And I said, awesome. I love her. Tell me a little bit more about what you're looking for. She came back with a 1-word answer. You're already wasting my time. And I said, that's all you got? There's nothing else you can tell me? Then she sends me a voice message that's like 4 minutes long. My response was, I won't listen to that. Please send me words and I'd be happy to help you. She came back and said, I don't have time to type out the words. Please listen to the voice text. I said, let me know when you're ready. I'm always a DM away. She messaged me this morning, Sophie, and said, did you get a chance to listen to my voice message? I said, no, ma'am, I don't listen to voice messages, but I'd be happy to help you. Send me anything, any questions that you have. Okay. USs are dying right now. What happened, Sophie, as a result of that?
She probably didn't send you anything.
Oh, no, she did.
Oh, okay.
She did. Okay, no problem. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Do you think you can help me? Absolutely. Thank you so much for typing this out so that I can help you.
Okay.
How ready are you? See that?
Mm-hmm.
My point to you is when you decide, I don't have time to waste, it changes how people treat you because you train people how to treat you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just role play for a second, Sophie. Your friend reaches out to you and says, hey, I want to go look at this house. Super. Let me send you the listing. Let me send you the virtual tour of it. Tell me what you want to go look at it. Tell me what you like about it. I'm not going to just get in the car and go meet you. When you guys know what you want, you go from desperation to execution 100% of the time. That girl, I'm not so desperate that I need to sit and listen to a 4-minute voice text.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Yeah.
Are you pre-qualified? Are you ready to make an offer? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that help? Oh, thank you, Jackie. Does that help you, Sophie?
Yeah, and they had pre-qualifications, they were ready, like, and this is a couple of people that I've been through, and like, I just have one client where she's being so particular, so I know that she is going to go with me because we keep sending each other houses back and forth. We're just both busy with our schedules so that we don't have a lot of time to meet and go look at the houses, but I ask her, like, what do you like about this? I know that she wants a pool, so like, if she sends me a house that the lot's too small, I'm like, you're not going to be able to fit a pool in there, so let's not waste our time to go look at it. I'm working with that. This certain people that I was talking about, I was just like, how do I get them to not waste my time? Because they were ready. We had put offers in. They were out here from Vegas. They had an Airbnb. We were looking at houses every day. We put offers in. The offers were getting beat out, or it just didn't work out with that specific property. And then it was, oh, I have some health stuff I got to go handle back in Vegas. And then when they were planning on coming back, they said, oh, well, our agent now has a license in Arizona, so we're going to stick with them. I was like, okay.
Can I add something to that real quick?
Yeah.
Just I say you need to tighten your conversations. Okay.
Yeah.
So like you're the fact that they can say, well, my agent got licensed here means that you didn't have a clear enough conversation with them because you have an agency agreement. I would say whatever that agent agreement says is what it does. So you need to tighten the conversation that goes something along the lines of this. Well, hey, look, I can understand that you are familiar with that other agent, but we actually have a contract that we're working together. I've already been here for you to support you through all of these things. Is there anything that you could tell me that I'm not fulfilling that you would like me to fulfill that gets me or removes you from this agency agreement?
Okay.
Something in there. I mean, like even dealing with like we don't have the time or our schedules won't meet up. You said that earlier. Inside of that very first buyer's presentation, whatever you want to call it, and be like, hey, look, I see that we both have really great, really busy schedules. Okay, so let's go ahead and set a time right now that we will look at all the houses that are available and we will schedule those, no matter how far out they are. We'll schedule them then. That way, everything's on the calendar and it's planned, and we don't actually have to deal with it on the other side. So all of that is, for me, the way that I heard that is you need to tighten your conversation. You need, I'd say, and your conversation is always supposed to be used to put them in an answer in a situation to, think of your conversations like a funnel. Like you can start up here really big, broad questions, but by the end of your conversation, only one thing gets out at the bottom.
Okay.
So let me go back to David Carter really quickly, Sophie. David, I'm about to talk smack about you. Are you ready?
Please do.
The reason so as David's talking, I'm thinking of the one question that I asked you guys. If you look at someone who is making that or who is successful in that way, what habits do they have? You just heard it from David. He's a broker. He's a major producer. Okay. So that question that I had you guys ask yourself, what habits does that person have? David didn't just give you wisdom. David gave you an insight to his habits. See that? Then I was thinking, well, David, of course you have to tighten the conversations because you're a broker. You don't have time. You're a broker and you have buyers and you have sellers. Oh, wait. And you have kids. Oh, wait. And you have T-ball and you have like, David doesn't have a choice. He has big goals, big numbers. His identity has to come up to match that, which is why he's got to notice he kept going, you got to tighten the conversations. I think he said that like 3 times.
Yeah.
He just gave you an insight to what a major producer's habits look like. Do you guys see how that question just came back around? Well done, David. I agree with you 100%. And you guys, most people, it goes back to our goals don't fail us. Our standards, our identity is what does that. Sophie, when you know I have got to make $1 million this year, somebody put in the comments next. There's some fairness to that. There's some fairness to that. It goes back to what Jonathan said. The time stealers, right? I called it the takers. They just, when I got to do this, I can't do this. Like I was super cool if that lady said, "You're rude, I'm not using you." I'd be like, "Okay, have a great day." Like
There was nothing that they could say. Like I did nothing wrong. Everything that they wanted, I was there. Like in the blink of an eye, I was there.
So the lesson for you,
It
Sophie.
was, I just needed to ask that question, like what was it that
So if you are certain you did nothing, which I believe you, you're certain that you did everything right, which I believe you. The lesson for you is what David just said. You've got to learn to tighten your conversations.
Well, and also that agreement that we had, I shouldn't have let them get out of it.
No, and that's a customer service kind of an aspect. You definitely need to, it is how you do it, but you definitely want to fight for it. Like you don't want to just be like, okay, fine, I understand, bye. Like it's not that, because you also don't want to work with a client that doesn't want to be there with you. Like I'm I'm very, I'm very, very adamant about that. You never want to work with
Yeah.
anyone for any reason that doesn't want to 100% work with you. Uh,
Mhm.
but at
Now,
the exact same time, like their previous agent is getting pressure on them, obviously, because they went and got a license in a whole nother state so that they could sell them a house.
So it was a really weird thing. They had their agent from Vegas had set them up with an agent out here in Arizona, and she was way too busy. She was traveling a lot. She couldn't get to the showings with them. She couldn't do anything. So I was then the one who picked up the helping showing, and she was just paying me to do showings. And then it was like, oh, well, do you want to just take them and help them find the place? And I was like, I'm more than happy to do so. So then when I started doing that, we signed a buyer broker agreement and had that. And then I was showing them, all those houses. And then it was, oh, well, I have to deal with my health issues back in Vegas. And then their Vegas agent said, I'm going to get my license in Arizona.
So exactly what I would. So the reason why she couldn't show you the properties in the first place is because she got so busy that she couldn't fulfill what you actually needed in an agent. What would stop that from happening again?
Mm-hmm.
And I would just leave it at that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to take over.
No, and I think really truly though, it starts back with, this is just my personal opinion. If your identity was so certain on what you're going to accomplish and the way you were going to accomplish it and who you needed to be to become that person, those habits, you would have handled the whole conversation differently. And then, Sophie, quite honestly, some examples of, like David just called customer service, or of clients, I believe have been sent to us to take note that that's what we never want to be. We never want to do that to anyone, because listen, I believe sometimes I rest my head and go, here's the good news, baby girl, you're going to reap what you've sown. Like sometimes I just rest my head on that and I'm like, cha-ching, you get to reap what you sow. Okay. Like sometimes we also just have to, we win some and we lose some.
Yeah.
But go back, right? Go back to your own self. Go back to what habits you could have had differently. Go back to those kind of things. And that's, again, I just took you through a training I've done myself multiple times, which is why I could respond to that lady that way. I'm not listening to a 4-minute voice message. I'm just not. There was probably a day I was desperate and I would have, but I'm not desperate.
Mhm.
My identity has changed.
Yeah.
Okay. Great interaction, Sophie. Great convo.